posted a video.
Yeah. We're doing dual lives.
Dual.
That almost sounds like we're dueling.
We're dueling.
We would duet, but we are in the same place, and that always messes up with the sound. So, yeah. This live is going to be talking about the video that you posted.
The video that I posted.
Let's talk about the video that you posted.
Oh my gosh, yes, we're going to talk about that. I posted a video about going to New Orleans and the secret investigation that we did after the investigation that we had planned. And I think from the beginning of it to what we experienced are two very different things. And I showed the other half, what was really going on, what they were really talking about, what they really wanted to say. And I just saw, hi Slothy, happy birthday. Thank you for being such a great friend and moderator. You are the best. I told you I would shout you out. There we go. That video was so important in so many ways because it showcased a side of investigating that a lot of people don't really want to talk about. And it's our impact on spirits, generally speaking.
Yeah. So for this live, and I see a lot of people are still joining, so hi. I would like to give what recognition we can to questions that specifically have to do with the video and the paranormal investigation that you did. If you have not seen the paranormal investigation that Katharayn put up, I highly recommend it. It's turning out to be one of your more popular videos.
That video is doing very well. I've had a lot of comments, more comments than I've ever had before. People are actually like watching it and they're taking to heart like what we talked about, what happened, and it's been really awesome. It's definitely a little bit of a switch from previous investigations that I've posted on YouTube. So I really appreciate everybody that's gone and watched that video. It means a lot to me thank you for sending us. It's because it's good.
Yes, because it's good. And thank you. I'm seeing on mine too, those of you who've watched it. If you're a part of my Patreon, you all get a notification about it. And I've also shared it to my Facebook. And I wonder if I can share it on my YouTube proper. P.S. Most of all of the investigation is on your YouTube. I'm tagged in it. And I remember that night, because I'm usually the one to pull out a camera and be like, all right, let's film this. I was like, no, you need to film it. You need to put it on your channel because you were meant to head up the investigation that night. And you eventually did.
I did. Yes, I eventually did get to head up an investigation. I did not do the normal spread of things that I would normally do. I wanted to keep it as very seriously low-key as possible. They were already pretty stressed. I did not feel like I needed to stress them out more with my bag of things that I had with me when we went.
Yeah. Also, you get to see other people making psychic reads as well. Caitlin, who I'm going to shout out, one of my mods, was there. And is Matt on?
I have not seen Matt yet, but Matt was there as well.
Matt's now one of the readers on my readers
Spirits
team.
in Training, for guys that are on my side. We did a live with Spirits in Training. That was Matt. They were also present when this took place.
Yeah. Also, thanks for all your kind comments, everybody. I'm reading them, and I really appreciate them.
Thank you, Em. I really like how respectful of the whole situation that we were.
Yeah. Well, as people should be, I don't think it should be such a wild concept to treat people humanely, whether we are in this or in spirit. A lot of my videos coming out as of late on TikTok have been talking about this. I did a live about a month ago, which I chopped up into small bits and then putting them on TikTok. And yeah, a lot of what I have to say is just treating spirits humanely. That shouldn't be such a wild concept.
No, but to a lot of people it is. Unfortunately, the perception is that either ghosts are demons, they don't actually exist, or they are not people anymore. They are just energy. I don't even know how they classify it from there.
Or like time loops.
They're time loops, memory imprints. They don't count. And that's the mindset that they have to be in. They don't count because they're not people. And they can only speak so much for themselves without the assistance that is needed to get voices out, whether that's from a mediumship perspective or an equipment perspective. Ghosts shouldn't have to, or do not have to, I should say, touch a light to prove they can touch a light. It's a very big focus on, I want to prove because of my personal like ego issue versus I want to assist you because it seems like things are not going in a direction that's good for your afterlife right now.
Which also, when a good paranormal investigator, a good psychic medium, we just do the thing. We don't need to poke at anybody for results. We don't need to go to highly haunted hot spots in order to get results or have conversations or anything like that. We don't, like, one thing that came up was paranormal tourism, and I enjoy history. Typically where there is history, there may be spirits, and that's where I will talk to people if they want to talk. But yeah, for the most part, it's not, if you can talk to spirits, you can talk to spirits. It doesn't matter how highly haunted a spot is. If it's some person in a corner, you can do it.
I'm forever thankful for how you and Rebekah changed my view on spirits and paranormal investigating. Thanks. I try. I am definitely a different perspective. I am not an outlier. There are a lot of people that are like me out there. And I do have people that I have mutually met or have talked to who are on the opposite side of that. And I'm just like, bro, do you not watch my stuff? Do you not see like a difference in your perspective on this? No, they're demons. It's so at this point, because like we're advancing technologically, we're advancing in our idea of what a ghost can be, was, what have you. You would think that there would be growth there of understanding how much more a ghost can be. For as much as we talk about how, they're ghosts, like they need to do this, and this, we put a lot of parameters on them as to like, they can only do certain things, but then we expect them to do extraordinary things. So it's like, what do you want? What are you asking for? And with paranormal tourism, that's a big booming system on my side of the planet. Paranormal tourism. Now, do not get me wrong. I like a haunted tour just like anybody else does. I like to walk around, see historical buildings, and then be like, there's a story about a ghost. And I'm like, okay.
I even like haunted attractions.
But they're
fake
not
haunted houses.
But I'm not, this is a different kind. Like, this situation was a different kind of paranormal tourism. This is I'm building this for you to have an experience specifically. Like, I have trained these spirits to give you an experience. And I'm very, and in that mind, that was before the investigation that we did, was very, I've done this work to build them up so they perform for me, so I make money when you react to it, and then I give you a sad story afterwards.
Yeah. Or also, I'm gonna say it, investigator that you referenced, in that there was some white saviorism going on.
There's a lot of things going on.
But there was also, and I said this in my take on it, enslavement going on. Big problems with that. Both of those concepts.
He had a bit of oomph behind him enforcing it. So, can I talk about my, like, some of the conversation that I had with him?
Oh yeah, before the first investigation started? I think you should.
So, I have not talked about this yet. I've been saving this deep in my guts. Where are you going? I was like, are you leaving? Okay. So, I am somebody that likes to network. I love to talk to other investigators. I don't know many that are like within vicinity that I can like hang out and talk to. So when we have done events like this, if I get an opportunity to talk to an investigator, I will, because I really do value experience and expertise, but I also will take a lot of that with a grain of salt because it's all very archaic still. This man, I asked him if he wanted to step outside and have a conversation, because I explained, like, I am the investigator of this group. I have been brought here as the investigator. This is my part of this event.
That's what you were there to do.
Yes, that is what I was requested to be there for, because I am the investigator. That is the wording that I have in the message. We start talking. He asks me about my experience. I was like, oh, well, I've been out in the field for 15 years. And he just kind of harumphed and was like, oh, I've been doing it longer than you've been alive. And I'm like, that's cool.
Well, can I just say real quick, and we've talked about this before, having years of experience, I don't think is a good way to mark experience. Like, for example, I've been doing professional consultations, psychic, mediumship-led consultations for less than 3 years now. Now, here's the thing. I have had over 1,000 clients in that time. So if we're counting by the years, some readers, they may have seen maybe 500 people in the last 20 years. So when we're marking experience, this is what we talked about. Are we marking it? Oh, you got a ghost.
I got a ghost. You're my best friend. Ghost on my live. If you give ghost gift on my live, it means you're my best friend. So you're my best friend. Oh, Matt is active.
Hey,
Matt, you better get in this chat. You better get this. Oh, yep, that's just my best friend.
But yeah, I don't, and we talked about this afterwards. So many paranormal investigators, they will go on an investigation like twice a year, which that's fine.
That's fine.
If you're going to tout it though, you should mark how many investigations you've had rather than how many years you've been doing it. So in comparison, yes, it's his actual job to do that, however many nights a week, but you said over 200 investigations?
I've been on to over 200 investigations. You
used to do it weekly.
I used to do it weekly, like twice a week.
Yeah.
I've been on...
Now your life is a paranormal investigation.
I have been, as of right now...
What is that?
Oh my gosh! Beanbag! Beanbag, I haven't seen you in so long. Hi! Welcome! What a time to come in.
Yeah.
What a time.
Thank you. All the gifts.
Thank you for the flowers. Thank you for the gifts. You guys, I really appreciate them.
Yeah,
thank you so much.
200, yeah.
Yeah, 200. I have been on over 200 investigations, and I would say about half of those were by myself. Beanbag is my best friend, because Beanbag sent a ghost. Yes, half of those have been on my own, by myself, with you guys on live. I brought...
Ooh, I got a crown.
Well, now it's a competition. Somebody better up this crown, because, you know... I have done 100 investigations by myself and 200 total, and then like 100 alone and 100 accompanied. I have been to some of the most famous places that you've heard of on television. I have been to places that you've never heard of. So I have field experience. I have field work under my belt. It's not a question of I've been studying and working. No, I've been doing it.
You also have history experience,
editing
experience.
I'm a historian.
Like you've done
I'm a historian. I'm a researcher. I'm an audio engineer. I'm an editor. Oh my God, guys, thank you so much for the gifts. Gifts.
Okay, to mine, we just both got hats on yours.
That's psychically. Stop stealing my stuff, man. Guys, thank you so much for your gifts. Your gifts are actually going to help me get a P.O. box, and they help me with childcare. So thank you so much for your kindness. Beanbag, thank you so much. I haven't seen you in too long. Thank you for being here. I'm going to round back to experience. Oh my God, guys, thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Look who's in Wilmington.
Don't tell anybody. Okay, so in that, I can speak with confidence. I know what I'm doing. I've been doing it. I have changed around how I was taught previously, like when I learned in a team, to where I am now. And Rebekah helped me a lot with that. Finding her content and working with, like, watching her and, like, hanging out with her and hearing her perspective really shifted gears for me in a very impactful way. Yes, this is accurate. This is true. And now, like, as I go out and I do what I do, I like to just kind of, like, you know, talk to other people in the field, because we all should have the same goal. However, not only did he give me a lot of grief about the fact that I am not as experienced as he is, but also because I'm a woman and I shouldn't be doing investigations alone because I'm so inexperienced. I'm going to bring things home. You know, it's very... That's what my migraines look like. I'm sorry. It's fine. Something that he had mentioned was that I don't do it safely enough because he was not able to discern what my higher power that I connect with to protect me is. And I said, well, I rely on myself and my ability to shield and make boundaries. And he went, haha. And I was like, okay. Moving on.
One of my commenters, Janet, said, I talking about wanting to hear scary stories from NoLa. I'll tell you, the scariest story in NoLa are the living.
Yeah.
It's how people treat each other.
Yeah.
Which, not everything is bad, but in our experience, the ghosts were not the scary thing in NoLa.
No,
it was how people
they were everywhere.
treated.
I was just like,
hey. Or this guy, it's not like everybody. It's so,
he was being very rude. He kind of shamed me for not being Christian, for being a woman, for working on my own. And then he also was like, oh yeah, I was like, every investigator, I made a joke because okay, here's a challenge for you guys. If you meet a paranormal investigator, ask them if they have ever, if they are going to be on a TV show or if they want to be on a TV show. I bet you they will say, oh yeah, I've talked to people. They're going to put me on a TV show. I guarantee it. So I made a joke about this because I was like, oh, because everybody wants their own show. I was going to be on my own show. And I was like, well, I was on a show. So we just kind of did that back and forth for a minute. And then he was like, so what's your process? And I was like, oh, touch lights, Phasma box, S box, recorder. Like, I keep it very simple. And he was like, you don't have anything else? And then made some kind of comments about the fact that I don't spend thousands of dollars on cameras and equipment and all of this stuff. And I was like, well, it works real well for me. I don't really need all that stuff. Mm-hmm. And then we went inside and I was just like, well, this is going to be great. And then he kind of just took over the situation, and I'm can I be honest?
I don't know.
Can I be honest?
Can
I be honest, guys? Do you mind if I have an honest
on this live?
This day? Can I say a thing that is a thing? So I, for the record, and I'm going to say it like this because TikTok is really weird about this. I'm on the spectrum, or as TikTok would say, I'm acoustic. I sometimes, in group situations, when everybody's talking at once, I sometimes have trouble asserting myself because it's just a little bit of an overload for me. So what I was expecting was, for things to be like, oh, well, directed back to me so that I could take the step forward, like what happened in a previous investigation where there was a break in the moment where I could stand up and say, okay, let's go. But it just was, oh, we're going. And I was like, okay.
Since then as well, we've decided to be more selective on trip organizers. Mm-hmm. Because like paranormal investigator, he's going to do what he's going to do. But yeah, just respectfully and professionally after that experience, we've both decided to look for different trip organizers, which, yeah, I think that's that to be said.
Yep. So I was willing to just kind of write it. I put my feelings about it for the backseat because I was there to do a job. And continuously I was kind of like just waiting for something to happen. And I was like, okay. And then a lot of things happened in the investigative portion that we participated in before ours. And I saw some things, I heard some things, I noticed things. I was sitting in a closet and I hear him barking at a ghost. I can't sit the way that I want. I shouldn't say anything. I can't move my hand. Like, I can't do anything that I would normally do.
A man you didn't know was giving you directions, telling you what to say and how to move your body and who to be touched by.
There was an S-box in the closet that I was trying to talk to them and I was trying to hear it. And now I'm really good at audio processing when it comes to investigative equipment because I have really worked hard to tune into that because that is a lot. But when I'm trying to listen and I'm trying to talk to the ghost and I'm like, hey, like, what's going on? How are you? And he's just like, stop. Wait, don't say anything. Just hold on. And I'm like, I'm kind of doing something. Like, I'm trying to vibe right now. And then I got to a point where I was like, I can't be in here. And I just kind of got up and I walked out and I decided to go to a different part, which as an investigator, I've always said, if you feel uncomfortable, regardless of what that situation is, whether it's a spiritual situation, a person situation, take a second.
Yup.
Take a second.
My thing is, if I don't see spirits being treated ethically and humanely, I don't stick around unless I can do something about it. And that's what we did. We went back later and we helped where we could. And I want to make a distinction here. sometimes there's this whole like, you have to move spirits on, and okay, so what I do is I do what I can to provide spirits choice. And one of the cool things about your video that you posted on YouTube, by the way, for anybody who wants to watch it.
My names are the same.
I mean it, for my people. But I want to provide them choice. And for the spirits that feel that they're trapped behind, however you want to describe it, I make doors. They are energetic areas where all you have to do is think about where you want to go. You can step through it and go. Do spirits need these doors? Absolutely not. If you are in clear health and you want to say, I want to go back to this time in my life where I was happy. Oh, I want to move forward. Oh, I want to go to an afterlife. Whatever that means. The doors aren't necessary, but sometimes if people get stuck in a mindset, it's far more helpful to offer them something that they feel like they can walk through and get to where they need to go. So I create, thanks, even though those to you. I create an easier way for them to do that. And I also, in the video, I tell them, like, communicate to one another, tell each other what it is. I did the same thing at Old Jail in St. Augustine. Here's the thing. I'm not just shoving folks through. That's not what needs to be done. Some ghosts are totally chill being ghosts. I know a whole town of them here in Wilmington. They're fine. But for those who are missing home, those who are missing others, those who just get stuck here and want something to do, somewhere to go, that's what that's for. And this is something practitioners can do. This is the difference between just a psychic medium and a practitioner. Practitioner is actually somebody who can get something done. So, P.S. that's also what I teach on my courses. Oh my goodness, what is that?
Bro.
Blizzard Pearl?
I don't know what that was. A meteor shower.
It was like,
yo, guys, I want a meteor shower. That was dope. Em made a really good comment. I'd like to interject real quick. They had made a comment. I'm going to go back really quick. Hold on. I'm going to make sure that I get it correct. I'm a little worried that he's going to pull them back, even those you helped leave. Okay, so the door was a two-way door. So they can come back. Oh, thank you.
Ooh.
Thank you so much. He did not know how many were actually in there. He had he thought there was only 2. He was sure there was 2 because that's all the equipment picked up on was 2. So he was under the impression there was only 2 ghosts in there, and then he had talked about some other spirits that were either around or came in and out of that closet, but he was very focused on the 2 that he wanted to touch and show their power and
show your power.
Show your power. Oh, thank you so much. Show your power and things like that. I'm with the resolve that we felt, with the responses that they gave, I don't think he's going to be able to call them back that, like, be like, oh, you're going to come back here. I honestly don't know. I know a little bit about, like, what's changed a little bit since we've been there, because I still talk to the front desk person, but I don't see them being able to, like, come back from wanting to go.
So if they walk through that doorway and merge with a different time period, the call doesn't work the same way. So, because I thought about that, and I thought about what I did. It's one thing if you're on this plane in this time. It's another thing, especially if you go through that door and you want to merge into an afterlife, or if you want to join up with, like, your fuller self or, like, a higher self or something like that. Some barriers, it is like crossing over, and it's not like a pop back and forth. If you do come back, it's like a different version of you, or it might be like a thought form version of you or something like that. Either way, now you'd have to watch Katharyn's Patreon video for this one on how you actually created a veil, but you made a way for when, and here's the thing, preface. We're not doing this willy-nilly. We're not just going into any place and, like, messing with things just because we can. The reality was those spirits were going into the closet to hide and get away from hotel guests, because oftentimes we find spirits in attics, closets, basements, because they want their space too. So because you recognized that they were trying to get away, we have evidence of that going on. That's why you created something that would make them safe from being constantly picked up by tech. And that's what's also been confirmed by your connection at the hotel.
Nobody in particular.
Yes.
Nobody in particular. Yes, there was a lot of confirmation that I've gotten about the efforts that we have made. There's just a lot of things that I wouldn't just out in a YouTube video. So yeah, I have still been in contact. I have still gotten updates. I feel that they as a whole are in a safer position. They don't stay in there now. If they don't want to be around, they go to a different place. I know that from nobody in particular. And overall, like, with the reactions that we got for the efforts that you made, the responses that they made to your efforts, the responses they made to my efforts, I'm thinking they're doing a little bit better than they were before.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
not as desperate, more calm.
I mean, yes,
control.
really, it would be us having to go back to assess and like go through that process of just kind of like checking in and seeing, does the equipment still not work? I put in a hard veil, so that's not just going to disappear.
It started affecting equipment immediately, and that's the coolest thing about it, which is why people should really check out your Patreon.
I know. I have my Patreon where I post all my exclusive content. I'm also going to release a clip of when I sat in that closet, and you can see a little bit of how that went and things like that. So if you want to check those things out and see what kind of psychic work that we've done, not only with New Orleans, but Fort Fisher and other places, please feel free to check out my Patreon. The link is in my bio.
Yay.
Yay.
I've been getting some good comments. I am reading your comments.
What lipstick am I wearing?
Promise.
I am wearing NARS. I don't remember the name of the shade. I'm going to make a list to keep because everybody asks me about my lipsticks, and it's because they are so dark and mysterious.
I'm going to look at my comments because I want to be sure.
Thank you, Tom. I really appreciate it. Tom is one of my patrons. So
hey,
Tom saw the video, and Tom said it was really good. Thank you.
Okay, so I've seen 2 questions, and I'm hoping these people are still on. One was how to conquer the fear and how to strengthen abilities. So if I'm afraid, I don't go. 1. If I'm afraid, like, okay, for example, I did a live at the Railroad Museum. That's not up on my YouTube yet, but it will be next week. This live is going to be up on my YouTube this week. I had legitimate paranormal activity that I cannot explain, which was rattling on a window that was next to a door. And I even showed it to you because it was like, because it was super cool. All the same, that I feel like on one of these major TV shows, people would have been like, "Oh my god, did you hear that? What did I do? I was like, those of you who saw it will remember I had dowsing rods, and I was like, like that's the extent of what I do. But here's the thing: even if I were afraid, then you better know I'd be calling in my guides. I'm like, guides, you know, like kind of thing. Though, it comes with experience. Mm-hmm. You learn things with experience. You start to understand what one ought to be afraid of and what doesn't deserve that. Sometimes things are just jump scares, and that's that. But that also leads into psychic experience and being able to trust yourself when you ask the question, am I in danger? So already in life, if you can answer the question, like with living folks, am I in danger? You can answer it psychically as well. Mm-hmm. Because it doesn't matter if we're in one of these or out of one of these, you can answer the same question psychically. So I always encourage people in my courses on Patreon, which check those out if you have not already. Oh my goodness, I have 140 hours of courses at this point. So there's so much to go into, and you can access all those for $10 right now. Anywho, I always tell people, how can you grow your psychic skill sets by working with those who you can literally see with your eyeballs, aka other folks, animals, plants, nature, etc. There are ways to grow your psychic senses through that. So yeah, would you suggest how to overcome fear and grow psychic senses?
So overcoming fear is, well, this is something that I, personally speaking, I have adopted a new attitude of I'm scarier than anything scary. I mean, look at me. So when I go to a place, I just walk in feeling very centered and confident. Make sure I'm grounded. Make sure I've got people with me.
See, I'm just like, Rupert's scarier. Yay! I exhibit scary dog privilege.
As I'm like,
I mean, yes, but I'm not always with you. But I mean, Rupert's scarier in that I'm not comparing.
No, I know.
I need you to know this. There's no.
There is a level of understanding that you have with yourself that as you're going in here, you are ready to do it. you are comfortable to do it. If you are going into a spot and you feel it here and you're just like, don't. Just don't. If anybody says like, oh, why don't you want to go in the scary place where the ghost like stabs people in the face? I don't want to. No is a complete sentence. Be mindful of how you're feeling. Be mindful. Your body could be telling you something before you actually do anything.
Your gut feelings or your just knowing, that's psychic.
Go into a room or let your senses guide you if you're going into in an investigative sense. Even investigators will tell you, we're not mediums, but it's an experience gained thing that they get over time when they're working in the field. Walk into the place. Where do you feel you should go? You walk into a room. Why did you feel you should go in that room? What's the first thing that came to your mind? Did you hear anything? What are you feeling here? What are you feeling here? Any images that pop into your mind? Oh, you touched something and you suddenly couldn't stop thinking about a name? Write these things down. It's an exercise of you just...
Ooh, can you hand me that blue book?
This book?
Yep.
This one?
I made this journal for people who get overwhelmed when they go and do psychic stuff and they're just like, I don't know what to ask next. So it's a psychic medium journal, and it asks you the same questions that you're talking about. What were you feeling before it started? Are you viewing via physical eyes or inner eye clairvoyance? Any claircognitive or intuitive drops? Are you hearing via physical or inner eye clairaudience, etc., etc.? Got the whole thing here. So if you're new to this, whether it's your guides, a house ghost, whatever, maybe it's a past loved one, and you get kind of overwhelmed with everything, just this breaks it down. And by the way, the pages are on my website. You don't even have to buy it. I would love it if you did, because life, but I understand life is a thing for everybody. So that's on my website. You're also on my website because you're part of my readers team. So
that's me.
I had another question that I think would be fun, but I wanted to be sure that you got to say all that you wanted to say first.
It's just... If you have a question about where information is coming from, if you have a concern that you're not sure if it's your own thought or your own, get centered with yourself. Where do your thoughts come from? And when you have these secondary thoughts that are out of character for your thought process, inner monologue, the pictures that pop up when you think about things, note where that is. Did it feel like it came from here? Or did it feel like it came from here? Some general guidance.
Awesome. I've been getting some questions about Rupert and Jimothy. Just an update. Part of the reason why you haven't been seeing them on my Ghost Kids playlist as much anymore is because I'm offering them space. Rupert in particular, this past year, has been very much about wanting some further privacy, especially after the Ghost Kids 1 playlist, which is now a part of the larger playlist, said so much about us personally. Now, that being said, one, they're both doing very well. Neither of them are here right now. Jimothy's been taking more time in the spirit plane with Fanny. Very happy for them. I do have some ghost skits coming out soon about that. They've been pre-released on my Patreon, so that's exciting. But the question was, did they meet any New Orleans ghosts? Jimothy wasn't there. Way too loud for him. He's never really liked big cities. It's been pretty overwhelming with it for him. Do we want to talk about what Rupert and Arnold did?
Yes. Real quick, Jenna, have you ever had an entity demand your name during an investigation? No. I've never had anybody demand my name. They just call me something, like witch. Or I go to a place and they already know who I am. That has happened quite a bit.
Can I be called, like, Sparkly or something? Or
Glitter? Sacred Spaces will also be talking about ethical investigation. That is correct. And I can't remember exactly who it was that was doing that.
Wait. The Sacred Spaces Gathering Conference?
Yeah, somebody was going to be talking about ethical investigation. I don't remember who that was, though.
Wait, was that person officially _Katharayn?
Was it? I can't remember. Oh, wait, that's me!
That's you!
Yes, I will be talking about ethical investigation and balancing investigations as well as mediumship at Sacred Spaces Conference.
Also, y'all, January is a lonely month. For most people, nothing is going on in that month. That is why we're holding a conference there. I'm co-hosting it with Liker of Words, Emily Dexter, and Crystal Lynn. You're going to be one of the keynote speakers. We have other keynote speakers. We have a bunch of workshoppers. You're going to be leading a workshop. I'm going to be leading a workshop. We have the speed reads for the VIPs. VIPs are like, I think 3 from being sold out. So if you really want those, check it out now. Do not wait. That's all going to be on sacredspacesgathering.com. It is in Richmond, Virginia, January 26th through the 28th. Already just the lineup is incredible. We're going to have vendors. There's an Instagram page if you want to follow that. That's where the updates are coming. But go to sacredspacesgathering.com. Life is hard. we have actively been pushed away from growing ourselves spiritually, especially since the world opened back up. But remember, all of you were looking for that for however long. You found both of us. You may have found these other creators. I think people really owe it to themselves to be able to reconnect with your connection to yourself as well as your connection to things around you. And P.S., if that's too far for you or you're unable to go for mobility or anything like that, or reasons, we are also doing online ticket sales as well. So you can join from anywhere. And I don't know if there's a cap on those or not, but really, I think you owe it to yourself.
Thank you, Casey. I really appreciate that. And yes, my son does see stuff. He does. He absolutely does.
That's fun.
It's
validating.
It's great. It's great when you know somebody's name and I've never said it.
Yeah, that's happened a few times. With like guides and stuff.
So anyway,
Rupert and Arnold in NoLa.
So, fun facts, guys. Would you like to know a fun fact about Arnold? Arnold was born in New Orleans. And he only lived there for a couple of years before he moved up to Georgia and then back here to Wilmington. So he was so excited because he had not been to New Orleans since he was a child. And yeah, he went to New Orleans. He started telling me all the different things that we needed to do and what I needed to eat while I was there, which I didn't get to do because
we just have to go back.
We just gotta go back.
Yeah.
Yes. So, yes, Arnold is from New Orleans, so I know that him and Rupert went on an adventure, and Arnold's like, I'm gonna show you around my city, and Rupert's like, okay. There was a Bourbon Street party. I know that for a fact.
They met up with other spirits.
Hope it wasn't that one spirit I saw in the house who was just like, aha!
Spirits with spirits, everybody.
Spirits with spirits.
Dude, ghosts, it's wild. I wouldn't have believed this 5 years ago until I started to experience it for myself. I know in Wilmington it's the same thing. There's a gossip chain, there's a drinking group, they are ghosts living their best afterlives. And if you can believe that for Wilmington, you gotta know it's like tenfold in NoLa. Like, they had no issue finding some cool folks and being like, all right, what are we doing?
Bridget, I'll be back one day, I promise. I'll come back to NoLa one day.
Hey, just saying, if y'all want to help fund that trip, especially for Katharayn here, you could book some consultations.
If you want to book some consultations with me, or if you want to check out my merch store, that is always acceptable, because if you guys want, I was just talking on my live, because I had a live yesterday that had nothing to do with this entirely. We were talking about sharks. But I was talking about how I do want to be able to go out and go to investigations and show you guys more of that. So booking consultations and things like that are very helpful, and I really, really appreciate it, because all I really want to do is just help you grow into your abilities.
And it's helpful for you. That's the cool thing too. Like, what I like with what we do, our Patreons, but also our consultations, it's not just like, give us your money. It's also like, hey, here's some ways that you can do this where you may not even need to see us anymore. Like, we connect you with your folks, and we're like, all right, fly, be free, try this stuff.
And I've updated my times so you can get longer times or shorter times. And then I have some extra things that I'm offering that are really interesting. If those are services that you require, please go to the link and check them out.
I was about to say, it's not called the word that came to mind was kick-ass option. What are you calling it?
I call it malicious entity elimination. And if anybody, if any people that I have had readings with who I have done removals for are in this chat, please feel free to shout out, because I have done quite a few now.
You are like the guns on the team. Like, yeah. Well, really, because people would come to me and they were like, hey, can I do this? And I was like, okay, I can fit you in like the next 2 weeks or that kind of thing, only for emergency stuff. And my emergency stuff is usually like, I require X, Y, and Z to happen. But with you, they can just book with you and get it done within like a few days. That's why I was like, go check out Katharayn.
What, 2 sessions, 3 sessions, 5 sessions? No, one with a 20-minute follow-up. I'm effective and I'm quick. That is what I do. We also do a lot of conversation about what to expect, what might happen, feelings that could come up, where does it come from? These are all, like, it's a whole discussion, it's a whole process, but it's a one-step process of, hey, cool, all right, whoosh, done. Not exactly punching every time, but, get the idea.
Honestly, for the most part, it doesn't require punching. Like, being scared of something and actually something attacking you are two different things. And that's something that we always pay attention to.
We're totally off topic now. We were talking about something, and then we're talking about malicious activity. Going back to NoLa.
Mm-hmm.
I do have to go back to NoLa. I would love to go back, and there's so much more that I'd want to do.
Also,
and not be exhausted. That'd be great.
Janet, less plugs, more stories. Hey, we'd love to afford to get even more stories on these topics that we've covered, so it's what it is. Like, I don't know what to tell you. Like, we both create so much content and that kind of thing. That's that. Like, so anyway.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm just kind of like,
I mean, we're creators. We create. We have a lot that we create. We would love for you all to be a part of it in some way. So yes, plugging is a thing that we do. At least I'm not wearing my merch. I could be wearing my merch right now.
I think too, like, when we go live for an hour, what plugs are maybe 10 minutes of that? But anyway, so cool. Do you see other questions on yours?
The invitation to Charleston, South Carolina is always open. I know, don't worry, I didn't forget. I will keep that in mind for the future.
Okay. Cool.
I mean, I talk really fast, so my plug's like 5 minutes. Thanks, guys. Bye.
I'm only sore because I'm getting close to my bedtime.
I'm not.
Anywho, were there any other questions about the investigation?
The video, the investigation.
For those of you who saw it, especially your folks, because...
Oh, guys, come on. Come through for me. Show me that you've got the questions.
Galveston.
Oh, Galveston. Galveston's hecka haunted. I know that for a fact. I stayed there once before I opened back up.
Audiomancy? Do you know what that is?
Audiomancy. Oh, manipulating sound for messaging. Kind of like Xbox.
Oh.
That's kind of what that is.
Okay.
In a way. The Lala Ree House. We did pass it.
Yeah.
But that's it.
It seemed like everything was stagnant in there.
The Veil thing was too fun to watch. Yes.
Where can we find this? YouTube.
How many people were there? In the closet? Oh my goodness. At least 5 to 7.
But not all of them were like stuck there.
They weren't stuck there. Some of them were in and out. There was...
There
were 3.
3 main ones, yeah.
And then more trickled in. Because we never heard...
Oh, you use music and let the message come through.
Hey, I've done that before.
Yeah.
There were 3 spirits in there. 2 used tech, 1 didn't. And then later we had some females that came through. Another male that spoke French, which was really amazing to get like, adieu.
Mm-hmm.
Mon Dieu, sacre bleu. That blew my mind. I was like, oh, I was so excited.
Let's see. I recently had a lucid dream.
Oh, thank you, Disgrace. I appreciate that. Did you move down south? Yes, I did. Yeah, I did. I did move down south. Can't you tell? I changed my whole demeanor. Stop. Don't look at me like that. Don't even. Move your eyes in a different direction.
My people are insulted.
Did the ghost leave? Some of them...
By choice, if they
wanted to. Even if they weren't ready to do it right away, they will do it on their own time. I think that one spirit was really holding on to that promise being true.
Which is so sad because he kept being led on. Like, I understand it is good to find the truth about what happened to somebody while they were alive. I am for that. And for what the investigator did with that, good. I'm glad that that man was seen as innocent and he was proven innocent, even though
that was the moment it should have been taking care of them.
But unfortunately that turned into just sort of another chapter in that man's book of like, look at how great I am.
I did so much. And I understand that excitement. Let me,
sure.
Did the people around town? Probably, if they can feel it and they can figure it out, then yeah. Okay, so I'm going to speak from the standpoint of investigative and such as that. So I can understand being proud of work that you did. I have done similar work. I did the same work of finding out the truth about somebody's passing and who they were and what their actual manifestation was in my own cemetery. I talked to a ghost that was known about town as an apparition that used to appear, very old story, everybody knows it. And I had to work for 1.5 years to finally get confirmation about this and this and this and this, and then eventually finally having the disclosure that she might have been pushed to her grave earlier than expected. And I had to work really hard for that. And the moment we found that out, I was like, how do we get her out of here? As soon as I was able to make her comfortable enough to, yes, Mary, I'm talking about Mary. Mm-hmm. As soon as I was able to feel like get her into a comfortable state enough to be able to tell me these things, then it was, how do we get her out of here? How do we get her to move?
Yeah, it wasn't,
how do we get her husband to let go of her so she can leave?
Yeah, it wasn't, oh, can you stay here so that I can line my pockets so that you can make little things go off and dance and touch people that you don't know? Can you stay here since I proved your innocence?
For the people on my side who may not be aware of those live streams, and even for those that are, I remember when I realized that she wasn't there anymore, and I was so happy I cried. Mm-hmm. So that's the difference. As soon as I figured out that something different had happened than what people believed, I wanted to help her get away from it entirely. When he found out something different that was more than just what this ghost was, he wanted to keep them in a closet and use that as to his advantage to dangle a carrot in front of his face. Mm-hmm. That's the difference.
There was a question I wanted to answer on mine.
Mm-hmm.
So let's see. Okay. It was talking about, I lost the message, but it was talking about, like astral dreaming and traveling things in your dream and having trouble getting back or remembering those. So if you can go there in your sleep dreams, you can go there in your awake daydreams, and that's channeling. So one thing that I do when I wake up, because I don't always typically immediately remember my dreams, I've had to unlock the ability to remember my dreams again, because that's a whole story from me being terrified as a kid. I now channel my dreams the same way that I would channel a story from a spirit. So basically I have to ask myself, what happened last night? I follow the line, I daydream, and then I'll go to the point where like maybe it left off or something like that, and then I decide like, oh, is there something I need to go back there and do? I can astral there, other people can astral. Yeah, that would be something. Or before you go to sleep at night, either communicate it to your guides or communicate it to yourself, maybe both, and be like, all right, cool, can I go back and can I remember? Or I would like to go back and I would like to remember.
Thank you, Disgraced, for the galaxy heart. I appreciate it. You guys are so kind. Thank you so much. Are you still planning investigating Oak? Yo, don't even start me on Oak Island right now. We're having a serious conversation. You don't want to get me on Oak Island. Okay, Rebecca's live. I'm so sorry. My focus shifts a lot, and my live knows this, so they'll pick things to sell me. And then I get really excited, like, going to Oak Island. Because I had made a comment about wanting to talk to pirates. And Rebecca informed me that it's not far, so,
yeah,
yay!
I didn't know it was that big of a deal, because down here it's like we know of like pirate lore, and I think of the town that's there now, and I have to take a ferry to it. And then I remember hearing that live because you were like, ah! And I was like, yeah, it's Oak Island.
Yes, it is chaos. I need to go to Oak Island. I need to talk to some pirate ghosts, because I said on my ghost list, I have yet to talk to a pirate, like a legitimate pirate. And I was like, yeah, pirates around here. Not as many as you would expect. And Rebecca's like, oh, well, Oak Island's not far from here. I was like, what? So that's the thing I'll be doing. You'll see a YouTube video about it later. Thank you guys for the gifts, the pumpkin spice latte and the roses. You guys are great. Thank you. So if there were any other questions that you had about NoLa, anything we can clarify. Oh, Oak Island is that island. Oh my God, Vesta, thank you for the hanging lights. Oak Island is that island where a bunch of people are trying to dig for treasure that may or may not exist on it. Because a lot of pirates dump their treasure there, apparently. There's The Curse of Oak Island. It's the whole show.
I saw a snippet of it and I was like, oh, that's funny. The History Channel is here. It's
masculine time. My hair's in my face. I bet the pirates have cool shark stories. Jenna, I swear. I swear. So now I feel like I gotta get my poster. What would you suggest as your first investigation tool? That's a really good question.
Yourself?
A recorder.
Oh. I was just saying you because you saw stuff.
Well, yeah, I would say you. I would say you, but also
psychic medium interest chat yourself.
You want so much. You want to get as much evidence as possible. So if you are out and about, get a recorder, talk to it, see if EVPs come through, things like that.
So, yeah. Well, we have like 9 minutes.
9 minutes. Stop stealing my heart. Thank you so much for the heart.
I mean, you get the proceeds of the heart.
I do.
Just get the...
But you took my...
Oh.
Those are big words.
Jean, cat
thank
toys.
you. Thank you for the rose. I could totally go straight crazy.
Oh, you got the heart this time.
Thank you, Edie. I could totally just go straight off ham about something right now because my brain is itching for it at this point. Oh, by the way, for everybody that did watch the video that I did on NoLa, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I worked very hard on it, and I'm so glad that people are enjoying it. Thank you so much. Oh God, no live, my people. What do you mean do it? What do you mean do what? Do what exactly? Thank you for the cat's paw. I would love to hear the pirates option of what Legenda Brothers are doing on that island. Look, listen. I'm gonna find that treasure. I've decided I'm gonna psychically ask the ghosts where this treasure is, and I'm gonna find it, and I'm gonna be like, hey, can I have a cut? Just a little cut. I wonder if they've done that yet.
Found it?
No, ask psychics.
Oh, probably not.
Can I add another cool place for you to go one day? Yes, Roanoke.
Yeah, we could go to Roanoke. Thanks, man.
The Phasma box is great. You guys should look into the May Stringer house in Brooksville on the list.
I've been to Roanoke, because they have an outdoor theater there. I saw it when I was a kid, and I became obsessed, and little did I know that I had a background in theater from other lives and followed it in this life.
That's true. Dead Men Tell No Tales. You just triggered the Muppet Treasure Island movie in my mind as they sing that song. Dead Men Tell No Tales. This is what being on live with me is really like. This is true to form right now. I'm so sorry.
I got your
Thank
heart
you
again.
guys. Thank you Just Adds Edika for the heart and for the cat. I really appreciate it.
Thoughts on the Sally House in Kansas? Have you heard of that place?
Yes, I have. Yes, I've heard of the
I've
Sally
seen it on
House.
ghost shows.
The Sally House.
I feel bad for her.
Oh, thank you. I am fun chaos.
You are fun chaos.
We don't want to be the big dark chaos.
Say fun chaos, Katharayn.
Fun chaos, Katharayn. Yes. So Sally House. I actually contacted the Sally House about doing a meet and greet there.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
How'd that go?
Poorly.
Okay.
They're very much of like, we're the Sally House.
Fun chaos, Katharayn.
Fun chaos, Katharayn. What I would say about the Sally House is that I am certain to a degree that the story it might not be exactly what is perpetuated. I can't speak on it fully because I don't know the full scope of like what the work has been there and what evidence has come out of there. I've heard that there's demons there. I've heard that there's all kinds of negative entities there. I would say that I think that that's what people want and that's what they get because that's what they ask for.
Mm-hmm.
But I can't speak much on it because I don't really know it for certain 100%, so I apologize.
So Fun Chaos is going through my chat right now.
Fun Chaos, hey, that's me. Fun Chaos.
I now want to create some kind of shirt that says like Fun Sparkly Chaos.
Fun Sparkly Chaos.
I mean, you can do Fun Chaos, Katharayn.
What are your opinions on Sam and Colby? Why are you doing this to me in my chat on this day? We've had this discussion.
Oh yeah, I got some questions on Sam and Colby. I don't watch them.
Okay.
They're sensational.
Hi guys, since I'm doing the paranormal investigation thing, would you like me to give an opinion on Sam and Colby? Because I can do that in like 60 seconds or less. So, Sam and Colby are in a lot of drama right now because of the knocking thing that they recently did.
Oh, I saw that.
Yes. So somebody was popping their joints and it sounds like walking and only these two people could do it. I had a big discussion with my live about this where I was like, if it's too good to be true, it probably is. If somebody came to me as an investigator and was like, hey, listen, we can do this magical thing where we can make ghosts appear and walk around us, but only we can do it together, I would be highly suspicious immediately. I don't think they did it maliciously. I'd like to think they didn't do it maliciously. I like to think that they really do want to try harder. They have had their issues with paranormal and how they promote it and how they go into it. But I really just hope that they'll, learn from this and take their accountability as they need to and move into more not fantastical types of paranormal, but more realistic paranormal. You know what I mean?
That'd be cool.
That'd be cool. Man, that's an old trick. It is! And I gave an example on my live stream when we talked about the Sam and Colby situation where I continuously just popped my ankle for about a minute. Just to show, like, how that works.
You know, I've been asked numerous times, and well-meaning people who have been like, oh, would you go with Sam and Colby? I don't know them personally, though I don't think we would really vibe together. Like, if I'm going to go spend hours with somebody, I want to get along with them, you know, and have a fun time, and... Also, there's the ethical nature of things. I don't want to be riled up. I don't want somebody to be like, did you hear that? Like, I'm not cool with that because I'm in the zone. I'm like vibing. Sorry, I touched you.
No, it was just that. Just the, oh, did you hear that? It's like, I'm getting possessed.
Yeah, somebody already mentioned Ghost Adventures.
I don't have the strength.
Yeah, that's the thing. I think that's for anything. If you're going into a place that's kind of scary and dark and there's not a lot of people around for like miles or something, wouldn't you want to be with people who you know you can trust? And then like the spiritual element of it, how you treat one another, how you treat spirits, and I mean there's a lot of level and trust. I mean, if my friend comes to me and they're like, whoa, I would love for you to meet my group of friends, and then I got there and then like their friends were great, like cool, but like if I got there and I was like, ooh, I like you, but we just don't seem to like mesh really well. That's the thing. I don't mean anything against Sam and Colby. It's just from what I have seen, I don't know if we'd be friends. And that's okay. We don't all have to be friends with each other. That's how I feel.
Beanbag mentioned another TikTok paranormal investigator named Paranosis, and I have ethical issues with Paranosis just because of some things that I'm aware of that I was privy to. It's very gimmicky, and there's some things that I just cannot really get into on this live at the time that we have left. So save that question, B-Bag, and then on Friday when I do my separate live where we are gonna spicy our way through an entire conversation, maybe we could talk about that then.
Cool. And hey, for anybody who's been watching on my side, you do lives regularly on Wednesdays and Fridays.
2 days a week. Sometimes 3, depending on what's going on.
Yeah. And I'm averaging a live a week now, and they are going up on my YouTube afterwards. If you're not sure when those come out, you can...
I'm rubbing off on you.
What?
I'm rubbing off on you.
Oh.
Sees me do lives all the time. Oh, I did see somebody in your chat that was like, aliens? And I was like, aliens. We have definitely done cryptid talks on my chat, so you're always welcome. You guys over here are always welcome to come over and just get into the shenanigans of whatever it is we're going to be talking about that day.
Ooh, I would love if we could go out. Now, we wouldn't be able to go live just because of cell reception, but if we could go out to Fort Fisher, turn on the Phasma box, and ask about aliens. And invite Jimothy, because Jimothy... I know, cliffhanger from years ago.
Vesta asked a question on mine that you should read.
Oh, Rebecca, are you looking forward to Sing Live?
Have you told your friends about this yet?
No, I have not. So
I asked my live what they wanted to see, what they wanted to do, and they requested a singing live stream where we sing songs, and they demanded your presence to be there.
So I can sing musical theater
and we're
Disney.
doing yes, we are going to do a singing live stream together because I am a good friend. And put you on the spot. So
I do like singing. It's just been a while.
I am taking my first requests are from my Boo crew, and they have definitely filled up the roster of songs. But we'll be doing live requests as well. When that will be exactly, I will definitely be doing a video about that. So if that is something that you would like to see, I also said that I would go sing in graveyards and stuff and do videos about that. Okay, so. That's something that'll be coming up in the future at some point. I gotta get on her schedule. That's all.
I will put it on TikTok. So if you register for it, and also
Ghost the musical, yes.
Even for free members on Patreon, I'll post it there too, because it's obviously something that cannot be posted on the tube of you. Thank you, because copyright. So it's gonna have to be a live event. Live.
Oh yes.
This night only.
We've got
one night only.
On my side. We've got they want to make sure that I sing Ghost the musical that I just made up. I made that up.
You know, Ghost is a musical, right?
No, listen, I just made this up.
Like, I have a
I made up
who was
my
in
own...
Ghost in
Listen,
musical.
I made up my own songs for this Ghost the musical.
What is it? How does it go? Do you need to make a teaser?
No, it was really just ghosts. They're everywhere. Everywhere. There's a dead guy over there. And then there was one about demons. Obviously, that's what it's gotta be.
P.S. Yes, you can join Patreon for free. You don't get as many perks, but you can do that. And then if you want to join other tiers later, you are welcome to do that.
Thank you, my live, for the claps. I appreciate it. We're great.
So
gotta work on our harmonies, but we're getting there. It's
yeah.
Well, Friday at 7:30. Oh my God, Jenna, always being hardcore with it. Friday, for Friday Live, it's gonna be around 8 for me. So that's when we're gonna, thank you, Kira. That's when I'm gonna be live on Friday. And I think we discussed something we were talking about, but I let them guide me through my life, so.
Okay, cool.
Yes.
I love how your folks are like ideas and on track, and my folks like thank you for just answering each other's comments and like being super kind and respectful. I appreciate that. So we have two very different vibes going on here, but both of them are useful. So.
I love live streaming. It's one of my favorite parts about being a TikToker. Oh my God, thank you so much for the clapper.
That's
I
cool.
forgot what that was for a second, and I
didn't even know what it was.
I don't even know what my brain was gonna say when I saw it. It's like somebody sent me a gummy bear, and then I had to correct myself because it's not a gummy bear. It is a candy bear because TikTok, and I was like, don't ban me, TikTok. But anyway, I really appreciate all of you being here. I appreciate you giving me space to be honest, because that is something that I find that I don't get the opportunity to do, and I need to speak up for myself.
Cheers.
I need to speak up for myself and be like, these are the facts. This is what it is. And I appreciate you coming on this journey and talking with us and hanging out. Thank you, everybody, for your gifts. Thank you. Oh, user 48224. Oh my God. We're doing a gift drop right now. Okay. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Every time I get those finger hearts, I do this, and I don't know why. It's like this.
Okay. I got it right this time. I'm usually like, like, cool. Well, yeah, we should pop off. You got a consult.
I do have a consult.
So, yeah.
I'm doing a consult.
Thank you for the gifts.
Where I'm teaching how to work on our perceptions as well as how to use Nestbox. So I'm really excited. This is going to be great.
You have a consult. I have a bedtime.
It's a K-pop thing.
Perfect is great.
It's a K-pop thing. I can sing Korean pop.
Thanks
I
for
can
being
do that
here.
on my live. Thank you.
Thanks for the tiny diny. That's so cute.
It is so cute. Yes.
I love that. And I've been seeing them. I've been seeing you leave.
They
those.
are really
I appreciate
cute.
it.
So somebody sent me a little melon. It was
melon.
It was a little. Oh, it was so cute. It was so cute.
So cute.
Thank you so much, guys. I really appreciate you so much. Thank you so much for hanging out with. See, that's a melon.
No, melon.
It's so cute.
Melon.
I love how spooky I look, and I just got
Thank
really
you, Monica.
excited.
Thank you, coffee.
Like awkwardly excited. Like. You guys are great. Thank you so much. I will see my people on Friday. I hope you're ready, and I hope you have an idea of what it is you would like to do, because I am ready to go in any direction this road is taking us, even if it is a sharp hairpin turn. Let's go. So,
and most of my lives for the next month are pre-scheduled on my channel. So if you want to check out those and register for them, do it right after this.
Yay!
Because you're already here.
Yay! Oh,